Hello, Seattle homebuyers. This is Emily Cressey with HomeSmart Real Estate, and I wanted to give you a tip on how to get your offers accepted. Right now, I'm working with some buyers here in Shoreline at an entry-level price point, and it's very competitive. There's not very much inventory, and there are multiple offer situations going on. So how do you make sure that your offer stands out in this competitive marketplace? So tip number one, consider what the maximum is that you're willing to pay. A lot of times when these houses are priced low, it's to attract the eyes of everybody in the marketplace who might be looking in that price point. And what happens is they say, oh, this is the most amazing house we've seen in our price range. We have to have it, right? Because they're looking, maybe the house is ultimately going to go for $600,000, but they priced it at like $550 or something. So everybody who's in that ballpark comes to see the house, and they look at it and they love it and they say, this is amazing. Think of it like if you had a stack of pennies, which one would be like the shiny one that stands out and says, this is the nicest penny in the whole pile. You want your house to be the nicest house in the whole pile of all of the houses that they're looking at. This one really stands out above and beyond. So when the buyers come to see it, they all like it and they get into a competitive offer situation. So in that case, you have to ask yourself as a buyer, this might go for more than asking, how much am I willing to pay? And you can increase your offer two different ways. Number one is called an escalation clause, which is where you price it at a certain increment above somebody else's offer. So you say, whatever other offers you get, we're going to beat it by $2,000. We're going to beat it by $5,000 up to our cap. That's the highest amount that you would be willing to go. So for example, if your house was priced at $540,000, you might be willing to offer $560,000, but instead of just saying $560,000, you say $5,000 more than anybody else up to $560,000. So number one is coming in with an escalation clause. Number two is what's called highest and best. So that means that whatever your cap is, if it was $560,000, you're just going straight for that figure and you're saying, I don't care whatever offers you get, $560,000, we're going to come in strong. We're going to try to beat anybody else by a large margin and make our offer very compelling. This is a good strategy, especially if you're not strong in other areas. So for example, if you're not coming in with a large earnest money deposit, or you're not coming in with a large down payment, coming in with a high price can sometimes offset those factors. If you do have access to more cash, that's going to be tip number two, large earnest money deposit. 3% is a good rule of thumb, 3% of the purchase price. And number three tip is, what did I just say? Down payment. So if you are in the position to put 20 or 25% down, that can make your offer look stronger when compared with somebody who's not putting any earnest, or a small amount of earnest money and a no money down loan or a 3% down loan. It just makes you look like a stronger buyer. Tip number four is going to be to have your mortgage broker call the listing agent and talk you up. They're going to say, my buyer is fantastic. I've looked at their financials. I've reviewed everything. They're very strong. So far we've talked about a compelling price, either using an escalation clause or highest and best. We've talked about getting up there with your down payment and your earnest money. And number four, having your mortgage broker call and tell them how great you are. And we'll end with number five, which is waiving contingencies. So frequently in a less competitive market, you'll come in and you'll do an inspection and you'll find out what's wrong with the property and you'll negotiate the price down. In this market, we're not going to do that. We're trying to get rid of as many contingencies as possible, including inspection contingencies. And if you're strong, if you're financing, you have some wiggle room, you could get rid of your financing contingency as well. So the more that you can do to show the buyer you're serious and show them the money, the more likely you are to get the house that you want. If you're ready to go out and start making offers in this competitive marketplace in Seattle, things have not slowed down yet this fall. It's November now, but it seems like summer. So come on out and make an offer, and let me show you how it works to get your offer accepted. Hope you have a great day, and I will look forward to talking with you soon. This is Emily Cressey. I'm here to serve.